Welcome back to House of 1000 Haunts podcast. This is episode 2 of season 1. I am Stevie Stone, here with my husband,
Dwayne Stone.
Today's episode, we are headed to Hickory, North Carolina, to visit Lake Hickory Haunts.
Lake Hickory Haunts is celebrating 13 years of fear this year. They have 13 attractions inside one location, including 3 new ones: Nature's Revenge, the Chop Shop, and the Nightmare Factory.
We got a VIP experience this year. Before we get into it this episode, we wanted to share with you guys our little drinky poo, what we got this evening. I actually have, if you're watching this on YouTube, I've got a drink from Lake Hickory Haunts. We just left. Again, guys, we did this podcast right after we go through the haunt. I have a wild berry slushy from the haunt, and it is super good.
I finished mine, and I think I'm drinking the Alani Witch's Brew.
Love that.
Finishing it up anyway.
So good.
Yeah.
So like Dwayne said, guys, this haunt has 13 different attractions inside one location. It also has 2 different midways. It's really cool, and it's like this level. You start in one midway and you go down a super steep hill to the second midway before you even walk through the haunt. It's so much fun. Ladies, I suggest sneakers, or like I like to wear, Doc Martin bids.
Yeah, some closed-toed shoes for sure. Their first midway is kind of like their quote-unquote waiting room, I would say.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool. Like,
it's a great waiting room.
Oh my God, you guys. There's so many photo ops. There's creatures walking around. Tons of different haunt actors walking around. It's really cool.
They also have concessions. They have an escape room. They've got a coffin experience, axe throwing. They even had darts. And like Dwayne said, there's so many different places for photo ops, places where you can sit and enjoy your food and drink while you wait, or you could even do that afterwards. So much fun.
Yeah, their concessions are great. Last year they had a souvenir cup, and this year they had a new souvenir cup.
Yeah. Again, if you're watching this on the YouTube video, it's right here.
Yeah, that's what Stevie's drinking out of.
Yeah.
It was.
And look, it changes colors.
And I do believe you can get it by itself.
Mm-hmm.
And
you can buy the cup on its own, or you can get it like I did with a slushie in it, or whatever you prefer to drink for the evening.
Right.
Food booth is called the Kraken.
Yeah,
I think that was so cool. And we actually got us 2 hot dogs because they were called haunt dogs.
And they were 2 for $6. Great deal, you know, especially for in a theme park type setting, I guess you would say.
It kind of is.
A scream park.
A scream park. A lot of these haunts are really making it like an all-night experience, which is really cool. If you guys have not seen the Lake Hickory Haunts walkthrough that we put up on our YouTube channel, I'll have that linked in the show notes below and in the description if you're on YouTube. Guys, another thing in this midway area is the VIP lounge, or actually the RIP lounge. That was really cool. Again, we got the VIP experience thanks to Lake Hickory Haunts, and we got to experience the RIP lounge. It was really cool. We got some free water, some free snacks. We also got a free gift, which was a really cool RIP sticker. That was really nice to just sit down, take a breath for a second, and get some water, because I always say through all the haunts, can I please get a water about halfway through?
Right, because
always. So it was nice to have that.
It was a little warm tonight. It didn't seem like it. Like it was in the 70s, but we was sweating by the time we got out of there.
I do always say, if I'm not sweating by the time I get out of the haunt, then they didn't do something right. All right? Because I get my energy flowing and going. So, other than that, once you head down the hill from that first midway, you go into another spooky, like, old-timey Western area. There's a saloon. There's, like, skeleton horses. And they have a new thing where you can take a photo at a photo booth and get a print of your photo.
Very cool.
with a Lake Hickory Haunt background, or you could do it afterwards and then get your photo so you don't have to carry it through the haunt. But it's really cool. Enjoy this midway section. There is a lot of photo ops and a lot of haunt actors walking around to terrorize you. From there, you get in line, and guys, from the get-go, it's already different than our last visit there, because guys, this is not the first time we've gone to haunts. If you haven't checked out our haunted house playlist over on YouTube, again, I'll have that linked in the show notes for you as well. Because guys, you get in line and it's just the Nightmare Factory, that brand new thing. There are, I think, patients outside, nurses, and just attacking already.
Beautiful facade, you guys.
It's so well done.
So good on the facade. All of the new sections of the new facades that they did were nailed it. They were solid. They were so solid. Yes.
Top notch. So once you head into the Nightmare Factory, you meet the doctor. Oh God! Then you just hear drills and all kinds of craziness going on, but it's a good time.
Yeah, Nightmare Factory is very, very good. That's like the whole thing is like the spiel is you're gonna go and meet the doctor, and you're like, you excited to meet the doctor? And it's like, yeah.
It's like, yeah, why would you be excited to go to the doctor?
Yeah, right.
But guys, once you go through there, you got 12 other different attractions inside. There's just so many. There's so many. Dwayne, what was your favorite this season?
The Nature's Revenge one this year. That was like a completely new thing. It wasn't something they redid. It was just completely new.
Yeah, that was a whole new area.
They built that,
completely new. It was like massive bugs and trees and plants, and it was literally like, if you've seen our walkthrough of this, it was like, I screamed because it was like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Like you're in the garden with all these big bugs and plants around you. It was so nuts, and it was so well done, and you can really tell that everybody enjoys being there and enjoys doing that, and that's what it's all about. Like, you got to put love into anything you're doing, and that's how you get a really good outcome.
All of the actors really love their jobs, you can tell. Lake Hickory Haunts is super active on social media. They actually have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Y'all should go check them out on YouTube. They actually pretty much showed them build almost that whole house of Nature's Revenge.
Really love that behind the scenes footage that they do.
It's so good. It's so good. And they do a great job at it. The Nature's Revenge, the progression of that house, like when you first walk in, you're like hit with all these big bugs and stuff like that. You're like, man, this is pretty. And then it starts turning into like a little bit more sinister as you go. It's more sinister. And by the time you get to the end of it, it
catches you off guard.
Wow, man.
And then you're eaten by a Venus flytrap.
Venus flytrap, yeah. It was really cool. Beautifully done. I felt like I was walking through a movie set. Whenever I walk through a haunt and I can look up and the ceiling is all part of it too.
You get all different.
That's great.
You get a different view from every angle. You don't just see the lines where the studio ends and the scene begins and stuff. So that's really cool. There was one point when I looked up and I was like, oh my God, this looks like Fire in the Sky.
Yeah.
Oh, if you've never seen that movie, give it a little looky-loo, give it a googly-goog. I'm sure you'll be able to find it on some streaming service, or possibly even free. It might be free on YouTube, I don't know. Fire in the Sky, it's an older movie. It's so crazy. It's about a dude getting kidnapped by the aliens, all right? And it had some of those scenes, and it just looked like that. Like,
the alien section was so good, too.
Listen, there was literally an alien from Aliens.
That was cool.
Right up in my fizz ace.
That was really
trying to bite my nose with his little mouthy mouth.
That was really
terrified.
Cool. The clowns are always great.
Listen, by the time we got up to the Big Top Circus, they're like, "Hey guys," and it's like a hike. It's a hike. Again, I say wear comfortable shoes. If you've got hiking shoes, wear those because you're gonna need it. There's lots of hills, but it's fun. So as we were walking up to the Clown Girls. They noticed my shirt, which happens to be, if you're looking at this on the YouTube video, it's a Toxic Tune shirt. Yep. If you're interested in
Uncle Piggers.
I will let you guys know where he's at. He's on the Instagram. He's on Instagram, so I'll link that in the show notes and in the description below so y'all can check him out. He has some of the coolest spooky stuff.
He used to animate for Disney.
Yeah, he's so awesome.
Yeah, he's great.
But yeah, they checked out my shirt. They were reading my shirt, and every time we go in to see clowns anywhere, we always get love from it. And I guess they just know that we're down with the clown. I don't know, but the clowns always love us, and they were a good time. That is the most
disorienting tunnel.
Whoa, seriously? Like, no joke? It makes my knees weak. Like, I don't know if any of you are well-versed haunt connoisseurs like we are, but some of the tunnels that spin, they don't always make you, like, dizzy, and this one legitimately makes you
have to grab the rails.
Have to grab both sides of the rails. It makes your knees shake. It made me feel like I was fully falling to the left and couldn't pull myself back up to the right. Very disorienting. I loved it. I love a good tunnel.
Yeah, Lake Hickory Haunts has so many layers.
Yes.
Layers, because
speaking of, before you even get down to the second midway, stop and look to the left.
Yeah.
Stop and look to the left. I almost forgot that. Before you even get to the second midway, you can see this lit up kraken in the water, all green.
You can kind of oversee,
and you can see the whole, like a good
chunk.
Not in detail, but a good overview of the haunt, and you can just hear the murder and mayhem going down there.
There's something. I'm so glad that we weren't close to it when it went off. There's like a cannon that goes off, and it scared the crap out of me every time. And when we were down by the water,
Dwayne got about 444 scares.
Okay, look, you guys. Usually when we walk through haunts, I'm laughing and giggling, and they're all getting steamy.
And I'm the one getting Speckledorf.
The last couple haunts, I feel like they've been targeting me a little bit, and I don't hate it. I actually really enjoy it.
He likes his tickle.
Fun. It's so much fun. When we went to the haunted hotel, they targeted me heavy. That was in Kentucky.
Yeah, that's not one that we have got to do a podcast on yet, so we'll have to go back there to add it to the house.
Yeah, I want to go during haunt season.
Yeah. Another part in the haunt that I really liked, I don't know what this part was called, but you walk in and you're like in a cemetery, and there's just coffins everywhere, and that was beautiful.
Oh yeah, that's the graveyard part. Oh,
yeah, it was a graveyard.
Man, they did that.
It reminded me of House of Shock a little bit.
Oh yeah, right.
Listen, guys, to let y'all know here on House of 1000 Haunts podcast, our favorite haunted house doesn't exist anymore, and it's called House of Shock.
Yeah.
Give it a little googly goog.
Yeah.
House of Shock has the greatest opening act ever in existence. I still haven't seen it topped. You can probably find footage of it on YouTube. We don't have any footage of it, sadly.
Yeah, we weren't recording.
We've been there many times, but no footage of it ourselves. If you can find it, if there's any haunt people listening to this, watch it, study. House of Shock, greatest opening act ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Opening ceremony.
I would love to see a stage show like that. And see, they did it 2 or 3 times a night.
Yes.
And
that way most people can experience it.
Their stage show was so good because they had a big stage right when you walked up.
And they showed B horror movies, some of the craziest B horror movies. And I've looked them up afterwards, and listen, I'm a super B horror fan.
We could do a whole episode on House of Shock.
That's not a bad idea.
Maybe we should.
That'll be another episode.
That'll be a whole nother episode.
And then we'll add it to the house.
We're talking about Lake
Hickory Haunts. All right. But yes, the cemetery area reminded me of that. And so I love that. So again, I can just tell through you can see the love that was put into it. And another thing, the haunt actors were amazing.
How about Braun Strowman making us go into Chop Shop?
Jesus Christ.
That dude was
Listen,
huge.
I didn't even mention it to him because I didn't want to make him uncomfortable.
Right.
But sweetie, you are buff with stuff.
was a
Like, what
big
was them
dude.
shoulders?
That was a big
Wow.
guy. That was Chop Shop was great too, man.
That's funny you mentioned Braun Strowman because when we first walked in, I forgot to mention this. They were playing Batista's theme song.
Oh yeah, when we walked into the first midway.
Listen, we're big wrestling
that
fans
was hilarious.
as well, but yeah. It's too
great.
funny. We even had people walking around talking to us, just other patrons talking about the haunt and how much fun they were having.
Right.
And that was a lot of fun too, because I'm a little socially awkward person, but when I get into this haunt world with all my crazy freaks, I feel at ease, and it was just really cool to chit chat with everybody at Lake Hickory Haunt, including other patrons.
Yeah.
And they were telling us how much fun they were having too.
I really love the Descent.
Ooh, I didn't. They had big spiders.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's so funny because some of these haunts didn't always have spiders.
And I feel like
I mean, you know,
my good friend Nora over the Scare Factor and I have ruined it for ourselves.
yeah, because they know, and they're like, you know, there's certain people who walk through here that just hate spiders. And like, let's get them.
Lake Hickory Haunt is so much fun. Oh, guys, our battery is starting to get low, so we may need to start wrapping this episode up. But guys, we have had so much fun here on House of 1000 Haunts with you guys. So, what do you say? That's another one, another haunt in the house.
That's right. We'll put that one on the shelf.
And Lake Hickory Haunts, thank you again for the awesome VIP experience.
That's right. Be sure to check out Lake Hickory Haunts if you're in the area. They're amazing people, and definitely go check them out.
Yeah, we'll have all their information linked in the show notes below and in the description if you're watching this over on YouTube.
That's right.
I am Stevie. This is my husband, Dwayne.
Toodles.
Thank you for hanging out with us. We are Destination Stone, and this is House of 1000 Haunts podcast.